Welcome back to Mega Stadiums. Today we've got breaking news from France. Paris Saint-Germain, the reigning Champions League winners, is preparing to leave the legendary Parc des Princes and build an ultra-modern stadium potentially holding up to 90,000 fans, marking a historic shift for French football. It's a bold move, but one that's already dividing fans, politicians, and the city itself. Let's dive in. Parc des Princes has been Paris Saint-Germain's home for nearly 5 decades, but its story goes back much further. The original venue opened in 1897 as a velodrome and later transformed into a football stadium in 1932 with a capacity of around 45,000 spectators. The version we know today was built between 1967 and 1972, designed by renowned architect Roger Taillibert. Its futuristic design featured striking concrete curves and was the first stadium in Europe to integrate lighting directly into its elliptical roof, a true architectural statement. In 1973, Paris played their first match at the park, a 3-1 win over Red Star. Just a year later, the club secured promotion to Division 1 and officially made it their permanent home. From that moment on, Parc des Princes became the beating heart of the club. Between 2012 and 2016, the stadium underwent major renovations. New seating, upgraded hospitality areas, modern dressing rooms, and added rows near the pitch helped elevate the matchday experience and increase stadium revenue from around 20 million euros to 100 million euros annually. Today, it holds just under 48,000 fans. But there's one major issue. Paris Saint-Germain doesn't actually own the Parc des Princes. The stadium belongs to the city of Paris, and the club has only ever leased it. For years, PSG aimed to purchase the venue outright, believing that full ownership was essential to their long-term growth. In 2023, they submitted a formal offer of 38 million euros to buy the stadium. But the city rejected the bid outright, arguing that the true value of the park lies somewhere between 200 million euros and 300 million euros. A gap far too wide for either side to accept. What followed was months of tense negotiations, public statements, and failed attempts to reach a compromise. PSG argued that owning the stadium was critical to justifying major renovation investments. The city, however, viewed the park as a historic public asset that should remain under municipal control. With both sides unwilling to budge, the deal collapsed completely. Now, Paris Saint-Germain president Nasser Al-Khelaifi has made the club's position clear. They're done negotiating. After years of back and forth with the city, the club is officially moving on. The dream of staying at the park is over, and the focus has shifted toward building a brand new stadium that PSG can finally call their own. So what's the plan? Paris is set to build an entirely new stadium to match its sky-high ambitions. We're talking about a jaw-dropping €1 billion investment, one of the most expensive stadium projects in Europe, built entirely with private funds. It's not just a football stadium. It's the foundation for a next-generation sports and entertainment district that could reshape the Parisian suburbs. The leading candidate right now is Massy, a fast-growing suburb located about 20 kilometers south of central Paris. PSG has identified a 72-hectare plot in the ZC de La Bonne development zone, a vast, underutilized space with strong transport links, ideal for creating a modern complex. The area could easily accommodate the club's vision, an ultra-modern stadium surrounded by shops, restaurants, hotels, training facilities, and event spaces. Local officials have already expressed openness to the idea, calling it a historic opportunity for the region. But Massy isn't the only option on the table. In Rissorangis, located in the Essonne department, PSG has shown interest in the former racecourse site, which spans over 100 hectares. Though it's around 30 kilometers from central Paris, it offers excellent road access via the A6 and strong public transport connections, including an RER station right nearby. Another serious contender is Poissy, west of Paris, where PSG already operates its state-of-the-art training campus. Here, the club envisions a futuristic PSG land, an all-in-one hub combining elite football, fan experiences, and even residential or commercial development. There's also St. Quentin-en-Yvelines, a satellite city that already hosts major sporting infrastructure, including the National Velodrome. PSG had previously explored this location, but faced local pushback from residents and officials who raised concerns about traffic, noise, and environmental impact. So while Massy appears to be in pole position, the club is still evaluating each location carefully. Factors like accessibility, cost, land control, political support, and long-term development potential will ultimately determine where PSG lays its new foundations. The proposed stadium will seat 90,000 fans. No ranges, no estimates. If completed, it would instantly become the largest football stadium in France, surpassing even the Stade de France, and placing Paris Saint-Germain in the same league as Europe's biggest clubs in terms of infrastructure. The design will be led by Populous, one of the world's most renowned stadium architecture firms. Their portfolio includes iconic venues like the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London and the spectacular Lusail Stadium in Qatar, host of the 2022 World Cup final. For PSG, Populous is expected to deliver a modern, immersive, and multifunctional home that matches the club's ambition. But this won't be just a football stadium. Paris envisions a full entertainment complex, complete with shops, restaurants, luxury hotels, medical facilities, and even a dedicated space for the women's team. It's designed to be a year-round destination where fans, tourists, and locals can engage with the club beyond match days. Concerts, corporate events, fan zones, and interactive experiences will make it a vibrant commercial hub. At the heart of it all is one goal: ownership. Paris Saint-Germain wants full control of its stadium, the revenue, the operations, the future. Unlike at Parc des Princes, where every renovation had to go through the city, this new stadium gives them complete freedom to innovate and grow. In their eyes, it's the only way to truly compete with the giants of Europe on and off the pitch. PSG is aiming to make a final decision on the stadium site by autumn 2026, but the timing isn't solely in their hands. Paris is set for municipal elections that same year, and the results could significantly impact how smoothly the process moves forward. Current mayor Anne Hidalgo has firmly opposed selling the Parc des Princes, and a change in leadership could open the door to more cooperative negotiations or further solidify PSG's need to move elsewhere. Despite these political factors, the club wants to act swiftly. Once a location is officially selected and the necessary permission secured, PSG could begin construction as early as 2029, following a 2-year period dedicated to land acquisition, urban planning, and architectural design. Optimistically, the build could take 3 to 4 years, with the stadium opening around 2033. However, based on the experience of other French clubs, that projection might be ambitious. Take Lyon, for example. Their Groupama Stadium took 9 years from planning to inauguration. Lille's Stade Pierre-Mauroy required 6 years, and Nice completed the Allianz Riviera in about 5. With this in mind, some analysts suggest Paris Saint-Germain's new home may not be ready until 2035, especially considering the scale and complexity of a 90,000-seat multifunctional venue. In the short term, fans can expect more concrete announcements later this year, with official designs, branding, and detailed planning documents possibly released in public forums. And although PSG's current lease at the Parc des Princes runs until 2043, the club views this move as urgent. Fresh off their first UEFA Champions League title and with a global brand to grow, Paris Saint-Germain is determined to lay the foundations, literally and symbolically, for a new era. This project could completely redefine PSG's future. But what do you think? Is leaving the Parc des Princes the right move? And can a new 90,000-seat stadium truly capture the spirit of Paris? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you next week.